Alright guys, I wanted to do another video on how to actually render out your barrel asset as a PNG image. So before we start rendering out, we do have to fix lighting and set the camera up. So you want to move over to the rendered preview, which is this fourth circle right here. And if it looks dark, that's normal because I did tell you, or some of you might have done this if you followed along, was turn off the light and the camera. So let's go ahead and turn the light on and turn the camera back on. I see that there's this cube, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. There we go. Okay, so you should only have three objects, or just make sure that anything that's not being used is deleted completely. Just because you hide it doesn't mean it's not going to render. So, alright, let me put the move down. So this is what we have so far. If you click on the number 0 on your numpad, it's the keyboard shortcut to take you to your camera view. So mine's almost set up correctly. If yours looks something like this, and if you click on your camera here or on your outliner and you hit G to move and then Z, you can adjust it this way as well. If I orbit out, I can see what my camera actually looks like. Alright, so if that's all you had to do, you're lucky. If your camera was nowhere near looking at the barrel, then just orbit out and fix this viewport here to set up your scene. So let's say mine was off, so somewhere like this is how I want my camera to pick up the image. So I have this set up. I'm going to go to View, up over here, hover down to Align View, and then you're looking for Align Active Camera to View. So I'll leave this up here so you can see it, and then you're going to click on it. So now it sets my camera closer to what I wanted originally. Okay, so this is fine. I can also zoom in if I wanted to. You could orbit out and move the camera closer. If you were to split your viewport, this is what I like to do when I'm setting up a scene. I'm going to click on this right viewport here and hit 0 to see what I'm actually looking at. And then on this viewport, I can hit G and move the camera around the scene like so. So you could do that if I go to top view by hitting the number 7. You can also start moving the camera like this. And then this is just GZ to move it down. Alright, so that's a shortcut to adjust the camera to. Alright, but I can see that the barrel still looks dark, so let's move on to our lighting now. So I'm going to click on the light here, and I'm actually going to go to render preview here too. This is what my camera's actually seeing, and then this is just for me to mess around with the light. So you could just do a simple thing like top view, G to grab it, and then move the light around until you get something that you like. By default, it gives us a pointed light. If I hit R, nothing happens because that's just that type of light, won't do anything like that. But if you were to switch over to your properties over here and select the sun, it's going to give you a light that's as powerful as the sun. Okay, and you have multiple options for all of these. You have a spot, an area, so a point, sun, spot, and area. Some of them, if you see a line like this, allows you to rotate the direction which the light is going to hit, and so you can play around until you get something you like. And then you can also adjust the power in wattage and then the size of the light for some of these. Okay, point for me works just fine. I could also add a second light if I wanted to. So if you do Shift A and do light and do another point, light's right here, I'm going to hit G to move it. You could add a secondary light if it's not bright enough for you, and let's say I want to increase that light to 100 watts. I can. Or area light. So you could have a lot of fun with your scene lighting. It's just kind of up to you how you want yours to look. All of the keyboard shortcuts work the same as well. G to move, R to rotate if it has a line like that. And actually this is okay. I won't grade too harshly on the light because it doesn't matter too much for this asset. Alright, once you like the lighting that you see here and the camera set up, you're going to go to, well, let's do a save as file. Save as, you can also do save incremental now. But save as, and now we're doing barrel 05. This should be going into your USB. This is just an old file of mine, which I don't have my USB here, so do desktop for now. I don't want a plus sign on here. Okay, now you're going to go to render in your menu bar and select render image. You should get a pop-up box that shows you an image of this, and if you like what it looks like, you're going to go back to image, save as, make sure it's going in the same folder as all your other blend files, and let's call this one 3D barrel underscore rendered, and then save image as. Okay, once you're done saving, you can close this out. If there was something wrong with the way your barrel looked, you could come to render properties and then see if, for Eevee, this is fine for this project, see if cycles might give you a better look. If it fixes all your problems and you know to use the render engine cycle, it just does take a long time for it to render out. Alright, and like I said, I saved mine to my desktop. It should be going to your USBs. So let's pretend it's here. This is what I want you to upload. It is the PNG of the barrel. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know.